Welcome back, everybody. JumpX podcast, episode number 62. Now, I did say last episode was 62, but I was actually wrong. So this is 62, and
What a dumb C, right? What a dumb C.
yeah,
I'm not gonna say it because we don't want to, you know, get the. Well, no, we're not making money off these, but we don't want to.
offend.
What's the word? No, not a fan. Not a fan. We don't want to get down regulated in the algorithm.
Yeah, yeah. Remember,
Yeah,
first 10 seconds is like really important.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, don't say that. But yeah, we're talking about why surrounding yourself with good people is
The
going to be
right
very bad.
people. The
Yeah,
right people.
right people, like people that are going to help you get toward your goals.
Why
Uh,
it's so vital and integral, and it can mean the difference between you progressing much faster or progressing slowly or not progressing at all. Quite literally.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen this. Like, pretty much anyone like hangs out with our dunking group in Perth, pretty much all they all improve. And it's not just
They
like,
improve faster than if they were doing it by themselves. Much faster.
and
Every
their
single
mentality
time.
is like their mentality improves because they see like everyone else like working hard about it, like between dunks, after dunks, and all that. So like for example, like someone new comes to dunking and they like start talking to Hack and Harry, and they're all like, I get all my sessions done, I'm pushing myself, but they've like the first week of training they haven't come to the dunk session, and maybe they were like slacking a little bit. They hear that and they see what level Hack and Harry are at, and they go, oh shit, maybe I do need to step it up.
Yeah. No, exactly. Exactly. But just seeing that, alright, and just seeing what other people do and just having other people that are like-minded around you is so vital in terms of your progression. Obviously most of you listening, your goals are you want to jump higher, you want to improve your athleticism, right? That's probably your main goal right now, right? So if you're around people that are trying to do the same thing and are at the same level, if not better, right? Just being around those people, seeing what those people do, you're gonna just naturally hear them speak and pick up things they say, hear tips, all that sort of stuff. And it's
Definitely.
almost like you're gonna be going downhill towards your goals rather than uphill at that point.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so much more seamless and effortless being around the right people versus being around the wrong people, right? That maybe have a toxic mindset, you know, always thinking negative, are never happy, you know, um, are not trying to achieve the same things you are, right? It will hold you back a lot, right? Or at the very least, make it harder than it should be for you to progress towards your goals, meaning you're going to progress slower, right? Much slower than you otherwise would have. Like an analogy I like to use a lot is you want sails in your wind. If you're a sailboat, you want sails in your wind around you, on your boat, not anchors. Bunch of fucking anchors tied to that boat, weighing you down, you know? Like
Hmm.
the boat's not gonna move if you have a bunch of anchors tied to it, right?
Nah.
If you
And I
have
remember
sails, if you have
you go,
sails, yeah, if you have sails tied to it, what's gonna happen? It's just gonna effortlessly flow forward through the ocean in the wind, right? And now that's just a metaphor for the people around you. You want to make sure you have people around you that are sails in your wind, and that is vital. If you're serious about making any sort of progress in your life, whether it's donkey related or something else.
hmm I remember hearing that it's similar to what you were saying is what is it? The five people you spend the most time with is like your average or something like that.
Hmm.
So,
Well,
if
just
you're,
think,
yeah, you go.
just think, who do you spend the most time with?
It's actually like an actual question.
Yeah.
Probably like you, my girlfriend, dunking boys.
What about your dad?
Well, he's dunking boys, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So you're the average of those people, bro.
Hmm.
So same with me. The people I spend the most time with, you, my girlfriend, your
Hayden.
dad, Hayden, um, yeah, and the people that go dunking as well, right? And it's fair to say that I'm the average of those people. You know, um, like for example, in terms of how people influence you, like if I didn't have you in my life, I didn't meet you, Tom, I wouldn't be where I am in terms of jumping and dunking and stuff like that. I wouldn't be as good, and that's just a fact. That is just a fact. You know, like it would have probably taken me longer, wouldn't have progressed as much, or maybe I'm not doing what I'm doing right now if I didn't have you in my life and I wasn't constantly around you. Right? Same thing with your dad in other ways too. You
Hmm.
know, um, you know, girlfriend too in some ways
People are probably
as
so
well.
like, what is? People are
Hey,
probably so confused. They're probably like, what does Tom's dad have like in relation to Austin? Like, what does he do?
or just a lot of investing and business advice and all that sort of stuff. You know, and just other things and other aspects of that positively influence and benefit my life. You know, in a lot of ways. Um, yeah, man. Like just a little example how people influence you. Like if your mates are like always going out and drinking, right? You're going to drink more and
Hmm.
go out more than you otherwise would have if you didn't have friends that are like that. And that's just how it is. Because they're going to say, "Oh, come on, yeah, come." They, you know, they'll beg you, and then even then, if you're around people and you're just seeing that, you're going to start doing that stuff more because it's human nature to want to fit in and do things other people are doing.
Yeah,
You know, so even if you're trying to not let it affect you, it will. It will absolutely affect you. You know,
that's the
like
flip side.
you're,
That's the flip side. Like, if you don't want to be like a certain group of people, don't hang around them. So if you're hanging around people and you're like, this isn't really what I want to do with my life, look at that group and maybe stop associating as much.
yeah, no, absolutely. And that's one of the awesome things about JumpX. Everyone on JumpX is a killer, man. They're all driven, they're all motivated to achieve things, and they all have the right mindset in terms of the long-term vision and process driven. That's part of how we get such a good results because people have the right head on their shoulders and they're around the right people constantly.
Hmm.
You know, and we ensure we only bring people on board that are like that because we only want to train people like that because they're the ones that get the best results, right? And that's what JumpX is about as well. We don't want people coming on and signing up that need to be constantly
Babied.
babied and, oh yeah, like, did you get your sessions done? Like all that sort of stuff. Bro. We don't want to have to do that. We almost want the opposite. We want people that just work too hard and we have to be like, yeah, bro, you need to settle
Like,
down. You need to relax. You need to recover, you know? Like, that's if I was to pick out of those two evils, it would definitely be that one. Um, so yeah, man, like such a crucial thing, like even like with my girlfriend, she influences me in a positive way, right? So for example, she started a new job where she has to wake up super early at 4 a.m., right? So because of her starting work early, I'm waking up earlier and starting work earlier and getting more shit done and actually progressing more, right? Versus someone that's lazy as fuck, waking up late, you know?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna wake up later because they are waking up later naturally. I'm gonna get less done and I'm gonna progress less, you know? Like, my girlfriend eats pretty well. She's pretty healthy. She takes care of herself, all that. If I was with fucking girl that didn't do that, right? Just went out drinking, eating shit, eating just trash stuff, you know? But what's gonna happen? I'm gonna end up eating more of that stuff. And I
Hmm.
don't want to fucking do that, you know? I want someone that wants to eat healthy, takes care of themselves, and is fit and all that sort of stuff, you know, because that's a big value of mine, and that's part of my goals, part of what I want to achieve. And if I'm with someone that's doing that sort of stuff, it's gonna make it so much easier for me to achieve what I want to achieve, you know?
Bro.
And that's where the person you're with, they're the most important person
Mm.
you choose. Most important person you choose because you're going to be with them the most. They're going to influence you the most.
That actually reminds me of a recent example. So I'm not going to name them or anything, but we know someone who recently broke up with their partner, and it's not that their partner was like a bad person or anything, but they were very inclined to go like clubbing and raving and do that sort of thing every weekend. Not necessarily what the person we knew, close to us, what they wanted to do. I like obviously knew they had like high goals they were striving for. So like literally as soon as like they broke up, I could see like a mentality change just from him being separated from that situation. So and like even when they were like together, there was times where he might go out when he probably shouldn't have, and maybe that impacted his performance and his goals. So that's just like a real life example I've literally seen within the last like 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. But also, just like if you're breaking up with someone, of course you're going to be more motivated to improve yourself,
Mm,
regardless of your influences. You know, it's just natural for a guy to have the right head on their shoulders, though.
yeah.
Some guys just go into depression and then use all their energy in an unproductive, bad way. But you know, be smart about it. Some of the most powerful energy you'll ever get in your life, and you can transform your life from that energy.
It goes one of two ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't.
You know, that's where you have that choice, you know? Um, but yeah, man, like, yeah, like even just with dunking, dude, like that's where it's so important. Like, if you want to get better at dunking and you want to hit crazy dunks, just surrounding yourself with people. Like, we've had athletes in the past that just like they have friends that just hate on what they do, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, bro, why are you doing that? You know, they've been dunking, you know, and they're just hating what they do. They're not even supportive. Like, yeah, maybe they're joking, but at the same time, like, it doesn't matter, you know, but in a way that can sort of motivate the person. But in another way, it can be negative too, because versus if they're more positive and wanting to achieve the same thing, trying to achieve the same thing, actually working towards goals and doing the same thing, that person would have progressed more,
Hmm.
you know. And people are so afraid to like, you know, change their friends or get rid of friends. Because like, oh, I don't want to be alone, all that sort of shit, right? But you know, like if you're
It's
serious about achieving stuff and you want to change your life, then you got to find the right people, and you
mm-hmm.
will. It's not, you just got to put yourself in the right places and find those people. And that's part of why we do JumpX and we do those community dunk sessions every Saturday, so that we can provide an environment where it's easy for people to meet like-minded people as well. And that's one of the biggest benefits of our training as well, because a lot of those guys, they're not just motivated in terms of dunking, they're motivated in terms of outside of that and what they want to achieve in life and all that sort of stuff. They're not a bunch of like, you know, like soy boy fucking
Softcocks.
beta softcocks, you know?
I mean,
You
yeah.
know, they're a bunch of guys trying to actually do shit with their life as well, you know?
I
And
would
that's the type of people I want around me because that's what I want to do. I want to achieve shit in my life. I want to be able to do shit. Same with you, Tom. You know, you don't want to be making or doing fuck all of your life. You want to achieve shit. So you want people around you like that. So, you know, that's why we created a community for ourselves with what we do, you know? And like even with that too, like a lot of guys, like in terms of what they pay for JumpX and stuff like that, and it ends up paying off in the long run for them. Like it doesn't actually become a net negative, it becomes a net positive because they end up making more money in the long run because they're just around the right people and they have the right mindset. And that's invaluable in my opinion.
No, that's actually so true though. Like we've actually seen people that we know in person. Yeah, obviously the athleticism changes, but like the whole mentality towards life changes. And then, they want to level up their dunking. But as soon as that starts going up, they're like, okay, how can I level up like my relationships, financial, all that stuff.
Yeah, it just bleeds into everything else. It bleeds into everything else. But that's where like I see a lot of guys fall off as well. Because I've seen it quite a few times. They get a girlfriend, but yeah, they get one that's like counterproductive towards their goals as well. You know?
It's kind of like
So
what else? Like they're pulling you away from where you need to be.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, so that's why you gotta be careful about who you choose there too, you know?
Absolutely.
Like I said, that's the most important person, so you don't want to pick someone that, you know, is gonna hold you back. If that's something you value and something that's important to you in order to progress and, have discipline and achieve stuff, then you want to make sure that person is a sail in your wind, not an anchor, right? Like another scenario, like scenarios in terms of it's helped me being around you, Tom. Just like being around you, dunking maybe every week for the past few years, and just seeing you do things, and then like you would say stuff, I'd pick up tips here, or you would learn something different, and yet then you would just tell me stuff about me asking, or with training, like same sort of thing, and then over time those things compound, and it equals to faster and better improvement than
And
otherwise.
vice versa, of course.
Yeah, I've helped you in a lot of ways too.
But like you said, it's invaluable. Like you can't put a price on that. Like it's just experience. You can't buy experience.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like we've spent like thousands of dollars to
Tens of thousands.
ensure tens of thousands of dollars to ensure we're around the right people. Like literally tens of thousands. That's not an exaggeration to ensure we're around the right people because we realize how important that is for progression. You know, like one example, kind of dunk camp. That shit's not cheap, but we get to meet so many like-minded people that are doing crazy shit. So that's just one example. You know, like going to Melbourne as well, meeting all those guys in Melbourne over the weekend. That was awesome. And just talking to them and meeting them, and so we helped them in a lot of ways, and they helped us in a lot of ways too. Just talking to them,
Oh yeah.
you know, like even just talking to Brody as well. That was cool. Like got a few really good East Bay tips off him, right? And if we didn't spend all that money to go to Melbourne, you know, and I didn't learn those tips, that would equal slower progress for me. But now I've learned a couple awesome things, and I can progress to hitting this dunker faster than I otherwise would have. You know. So that's like part of like investing in yourself, and that's where you gotta not be afraid to invest in yourself as well. And sometimes you're gonna have to pay to get into the right rooms as well. It's how it is. It's how the world works.
I like that.
Unfortunately, yeah,
And yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people will be like, nah, I don't agree with this. You don't need to do that. But I think they're gonna have a
well,
brutal.
okay, yeah, okay. Well, anyone that's fucking got anywhere in life will agree with this,
Exactly. Yeah.
straight up, straight up. So, you know, yeah, that's just how it is, man. All right. Well, if you guys are looking to jump higher and you're looking to get around the right people, all right. You can send us a message on Instagram podcast, and you can apply for our coaching there. All right, where your results are just absolutely going to transcend, bruh. But
Yeah.
without further ado, we'll catch you guys in the next JumpX podcast.
See you later.